All right, let's get started soon. Hit that like, share the show, everybody. It's about to get going. Give me 1 second. Good afternoon, Sabine. What's up, Aaron? Hey, John. What's up, good people? Almost there. How many likes can we get before we get started? What do you think? Can we go for 50? 100? What do you think? We're halfway to 85,000, or halfway between 80 and 90,000, so. $163, that's pretty good. I'm happy to start with that. What are you talking about? I'm proud of that. One window so dang big. Almost there. All right, let's get started. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Did my camera move again? What's happening? There's always something going on. I did not grow between this show and last. What's happening? What's going on? Hi, everybody. Hit that like, share the show. We're getting started. It's today's a very personal show. I'd like to, if I may, and I think I can. Oop, let's see if I can scroll this in. That's better, I guess. Okay. Very personal show, very personal. Apparently, yours truly has been a very naughty boy. Not recently. Apparently, somewhere in the order of 15 years ago. But it can happen to anybody. I mean, you could argue, I have a 14-year-old son. So not that kind. Almost 20 years. I would say it was 20 years ago. I was a very naughty boy. And Don't spread that around, Pukashe. I have far too much attention already without that getting out. Lots of stuff to cover today. But if you stick around to the very end, see how I'm teasing you now, huh? Chat room, huh? I wasn't teasing you around. If you stick around to the end, I have what I think is a very special House Sparks Megaworldwide, a very personal. We'll get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the show. Don't let me forget, CSL, if I get carried away, and I probably will. Because let's just start off with this. I'm going to enjoy this real quick. And I don't know how much we're going to have to do all of this or whatever, I gotta say, I want to say that. Fuck, where's the? I want to make sure because I think I watched a piece of something earlier, and I want to grab it. If it's the shorter, shockier version of this short, sharp shtick. Oh, that's it. Okay, good. You got it. Jillian Michaels, who used to be on The Biggest Loser, and now ironically is back surrounded by them, I guess, she's on that Her Take, like knockoff of The View that Peanut Butter Dick had put together. And so that is why she calls him boss while they're talking sometimes, which is weird. And in this one, they the Pam Bondi extra minute of footage, which is actually 3 minutes, which is actually there's a bunch of I would like to see the edit logs. I'd like to see the the XL document that XML document that has the edits that from Premiere in it. Okay, but Nancy Mace walked out, and that's Anna Paulina Luna is the thing to say, right? Anyways, their reaction to the new documents released by James Comer and crew is pretty spectacular, I think. If this is sort of needless to say, I don't want to get ahead of myself because I think they're going to talk about some part of this, but holy shit. Okay.
So yesterday,
trouble seems so far away.
Released 33,000 docs released after accusers met with lawmakers. Rob, when I'm doing this, please show Nancy Mace when she's leaving the place and her reaction. Well, let me read this story to you first.
By the way, the 33,000 documents were already publicly available, except for less than 1% of them, and even those were just I think it was just the documents that tracked where Epstein's plane was parked.
So they meet with lawmakers. A lot of them heard the testimony of the individuals. The House Committee and Oversight Governor Reform released 33,295 pages of Jeffrey Epstein-related records from the U.S. Department of Justice on Tuesday, including videos from the 2005 Palm Beach Police Department investigation and Ghislaine Maxwell's DOJ interview with the committee stating on August 5th, Chairman Comer issued a subpoena for records related to Jeffrey Epstein, and the Department of Justice and indicated it will continue producing those records while ensuring the redaction of victim identification, identities, and any child sexual abuse. Representative Anna Paulina, after meeting with 6 Epstein victims, stated the victims themselves have stated this is a lot bigger than I think anyone anticipated. There are some very rich and powerful people that need to go to jail. It is very much a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligent asset, or you're going back to it now, working for the adversary, but also question who he is. How much did our government know about it? A House vote on Wednesday aims to formalize the inquiry and ensure...
Real quick, just before they get started with Manette, I would like to point out that every House Democrat is voting for the petition to release the Epstein documents. Every single Democrat. Every Democrat, without exception, is voting to release the Epstein documents in full. All of them, no matter who's in them. 4 Republicans have signed on to vote with them. 4, including Thomas Massey, and I don't even know if MTG's on the list, if she's committed to it. Every Democrat, 4 Republicans. 4.
Further releases, here's Representative Nancy Mace,
Oh, by the way, Nancy Mace is now one of the 4. She's the 4th. Or she might even be the 5th.
Assault survivor left the meeting early, overwhelmed, stating on X, as a recent survivor, not 2 years in, I had a very difficult time listening to their stories, full-blown panic attack, sweating, hyperventilating, shaking, I can't breathe. I feel the immense pain of how hard all victims are fighting for themselves because we know absolutely no one will fight for us. God bless all our survivors. Here's her, by the way, leaving. She's crying, yeah. So that's Nancy Mace. And by the way, Nancy's tough.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not
thinking
talking to somebody that's
bad a character for
no,
her.
it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
She's super tough. And so there's a couple clips I want to
Citadel.
show you. This is one of them, Rob Napoleon, and then the other one is
Also, by the way, you can be tough and cry when listening to a victim's statements, and that's not out of character for being tough. I would like to say, well, I don't know what Jillian Michaels' fucking problem is, but let me explain something to you. And not to quote the Big Lebowski too much, but strong men also cry. The idea that there's a difference between being tough and crying when you hear what happened to 14-year-old girls is fucked up. Like the idea that they think these can't, that they're conflicting character traits.
the jail clip that they finally released. Go ahead, Rob.
The biggest thing that stands out to me is the victims themselves have stated that this is a lot bigger than I think anyone anticipated. We are...
Gee, it could go, I don't know, even to the fucking presidency. Oh my God, MZ Lee, thank you so much. Saying call your reps and order them to sign the discharge petition. I completely agree.
Obviously
And if you know they're not going to be the kind that will do it, if they're a Republican like Harriet Hagman is one of the representatives for one of the regular viewers, if you know they're not going to do that, shame the shit out of them. Call anyways. You know what I mean? Like, lay it at their feet. Shove their job down their throat in that regard. You don't, just because they're not going to vote for it doesn't mean you have to let them off the hook. So thank you, MZ Lee, for that.
to be requesting these SARS reports from Treasury, and also too following up on that. There are some very rich and powerful people that need to go to jail. I think everyone...
Yeah, like you dude.
has been frustrated as to why that hasn't happened before. But it is very...
Gee, I don't know, maybe because his fucking wingman was president when he was arrested and died in jail, and that's also when all the evidence was rounded up, and they didn't get a warrant to take the evidence, just to photograph the evidence, and then they come back the next day and a bunch of it's missing. I can't imagine who was president when all this shit went
very
down.
much so possibility that Jeffrey Epstein was
You can pause it right there.
an
It's pretty
intelligence
much what I
asset working...
read. But here's the clip of the jail cell. Okay, so when you watch this is look for the movement.
Okay, so this is the extra minute. Remember the minute that's missing? Also, look where they're getting it from, RT. But remember how there's a missing minute, and according to Pam Bondi, it's always missing. The tape always cycles, and we're going to get the tape that's missing from fucking every night, which, by the way, they could have done at any second. When that first came out, if you'll recall, I was like, if you're trying to show that it always resets, what fucking difference does it make what night? Just choose any night for the last 20 years, show that point, and it will show that it jumps a minute. But it doesn't. Now they are releasing it, and the minute is actually in there. Watch this.
All the way in the back, top left corner. You see something moving back there? Okay. So this is the clip that they didn't release. It was 3 minutes hidden. It's finally out. Watch the movement in the back where Rob is putting the arrow at. You see that? It'll keep moving in a minute. Watch a person. Nobody knows who it is. He's just going to simply walk to the right.
Oh, this
You
isn't
see
a
the
ghost,
movement?
Pat? This isn't a ghost, right?
No,
oh,
no.
okay. Just want to make sure it's not an apparition.
Keep watching. What
That's a
happens
big
here?
word, Vinny.
Thank you. Look, oh,
Right there.
Oh,
Who's that person?
What? Oh, he's wearing all black. Oh, weird. Who's that?
Nobody knows.
Huh?
Nobody knows.
Probably the guy who came and erased the footage and shut down the cameras. Maybe. Just going out on a limb here.
What happened there. So guess what? By the way, this is the part about the sequencing, how dumb of a sequencing they took.
How dumb of a sequencing. Again, I don't think I can stress this enough. The abuse that they're getting from their own side, that Trump is catching, all the shit that Pam Bondi's catching, all the shit that Trump is catching from his side, no matter how bad it gets, what's in the files is worse. If he was completely abandoned by MAGA, if they were like, I can't believe he betrayed us and didn't release the shit. If they turned on him and he had to leave the country because maggots wanted to, like, shoot at him or some shit because they, right? Anything. Whatever's in the Epstein files is worse than that. Just remember that. Okay.
They would have released the footage with the guy walking. You think people are not going to know you cut 3 minutes? Now that you put this, now people know you're hiding something.
Right.
If you would have just
You're
left
like,
it.
why'd you lie about it in the first place? I was just...
Yeah, why would you lie about it in the first place? Maybe because she's been in on it from the get-go, and that's why she was fucking hired? Check out the psychotic high moment between she and Putin. I will, yes. For fuck's sake. Why would they lie about it? Because she was the fucking AG. After he got his sweetheart deal, she could have tore it up and gone after him. What the fuck is wrong with you? Trump was his fucking wingman.
I thought they released the whole thing and there was no minute missing
3 minutes.
because it reset itself. So that was a total lie.
Weird. Yeah. And a total lie. Not only, and that's, I gotta say, that is, chat room, that lie. Hold on. Let's see if I can find Trump, are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Remember that? Okay. Trump, are you still talking about Epstein? Bundy. They'll do something like that. Okay. I want to see the whole piece. Yeah, here you go. Okay.
Are you still talking?
Nope. All right, that's just the 21 seconds of it. I want to see yeah, here we go.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the minute set?
Yeah, sure.
Notice, by the way, Trump's a little fidgety, but you can tell he makes it seems like, all right, well, I'll try not to be, I'll leave a little wiggle room here. It seems like he decides to interject at the subject of the minute of missing video, which, by the way, we now know wasn't missing. It didn't get erased. It's not automatically reset. That's just bullshit. But that missing, and knowing that, think back to this. When he interjects right at that moment.
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't.
Also, can I remind everybody that during this same meeting when he was like, do you want to waste the time answering questions about Jeffrey Epstein with 1,000 fucking victims and connections to rich and powerful people all over the world, none of which are being prosecuted because of Alex fucking Acosta? Do you want to answer that question? You want to waste the time? And then he randomly starts talking about the fucking crown molding in the room and how much better he's making it, just like waste time, like it's an episode of HGTV all the fucking sudden. That's not a waste of time. This is a waste of time.
Mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest
Ron,
success
thank you.
and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure.
It seems like a desecration. Not of the 1,000+ victims, you prick.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along.
The file, singular. There is no Epstein file. There's thousands and thousands of pages of documents. There's video. There's like thumb drives with tons of shit on them. There's books of like CDs of rewritable CDs with photos on them. Like the file. Fuck you, lady.
Along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
No. This dude who had access to living girls of his own did not download 10,000 like child porn videos just to have them around. with all the cameras in his fucking apartment and all the storage that they had. No, the videos are not just fucking commercially available child porn he found on the dark web. Get the shit out of here.
Epstein, child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day.
By the way, this was them trying to shame everybody into wanting to see what the fuck was in it. This is all like, that's all a lie too. It's almost like this lie just kind of has floated away. We'll catch up to it eventually. I have no doubt they'll be like, where's all the fucking video files that were allegedly stored from the cameras? That was all that's what they're going to say. Fuck me.
To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing
God damn, that like hurts my spine. Listen, her fucking twist that shit around. Like, god damn, how do you fucking allow that bullshit to just like crawl its way up from your tailbone and eject itself out of your fucking face?
He committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And
right, looking for the video showing a minute is missing every night, which is what I said at the time. I was like, well, then pick any night, grab it at 11:58 and watch it play out and watch the minute disappear. Never did it. Remember when I brought that up? You guys remember when we've covered this before? Okay. We now know that is absolute horseshit because they just released the extra minute. That's what they were playing, this bit right here. Also, I'd like to point out that the timestamp on it seems to be in a different place than the other video. Make of that what you will. Fuck you.
What? Oh, he's wearing all black. Oh, weird. Who's that?
Nobody knows.
Huh?
Nobody knows what happened there. So guess what?
Yeah, by the way, the person that's noted in there when he's saying nobody knows, there was the Office of the Inspector General that talked about the failures of the night and the cameras weren't working and all that kind of shit that came out. That person walking from there is not mentioned. That missing minute is apparently missing in when they made their report. So they wouldn't go looking for like, who the fuck is that guy? They didn't even know to ask about that person. Yes, there are 3 minutes missing. This particular minute is the 11:59 to midnight minute. The problem is earlier, there's also an overlap where one file is 2 minutes longer than where it picks up. So they sliced out something. They removed 2 minutes of footage and kind of buttressed them up. So this 2 minutes under here would be hidden by the longer video above it. So it should be 2 even ones, 3 hours and 3 hours like that. And it's not. It overlaps like this. And so basically like it's like they looped the video to make it the same length.
By the way, this is the part about the sequencing, how dumb of a sequencing they took.
No, I disagree. I know I'm interjecting in a lot of these things, but believe me. No, it's not dumb, dude. You work with the tools you got. And the fact is, they're dealing with a piece of video that if they released it would show a fucking, like, somebody entering the cell block that wasn't supposed to be there. So they had to cut out 2 minutes of whoever the fuck that guy was as the guards left and this dude came in as they allegedly went on their rounds to another area so he could walk by without them fucking seeing it. Like, they got a fucking phone call. Hey, do your rounds in C. There's a guy, and they don't need to even know. You're like, you don't need to know. Just go look at your shit. And they go up and they walk over to C, and a guy walks from A to B so that they don't see him legally. Like, they have not, I didn't see anybody coming. We just did our regular rounds. Nobody came and went as far as I know. And then the dude goes over and, kills Epstein or helps him leave and replaces him with the homeless guy that looks like him or whatever the fuck they're doing, gives him an injection that makes him seem like he's dead and he's just asleep, wherever it went. And then that guy goes, erases his existence there and then fucks off. Right? Okay. So, it's not dumb. It's ham-handed and shitty, but that's all you can do. Other than just AIing the entire video, which I'm sure crossed their minds.
They would have released the footage with the guy.
Shit, if they'd have released the footage with the guy, we'd go, who the fucking guy? And then they would have chased it down. They're going, oh, actually, that guy's a CIA agent that was in the building, allegedly, and he was, Trump sent him there to check on he was doing a scan for, of the cells. Like, that's where it would have showed up. Like, there'd have been a record. And people are going to want to know, by the way. They're going to want to know. I want to fucking know.
Walking. You think people are not going to know you cut 3 minutes. Now that you put this, now people know you're hiding something.
Yeah. Asshole, we always knew he was hiding something. It's just you dickheads are just now waking up to it. What the fuck's the matter with you? He was friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a quarter century. He'd still be friends with him if he hadn't been caught. Do you understand that? Do you understand that if Jeffrey Epstein hadn't been busted in Florida and had this stank on him and he was still doing all of this shit, Trump would still be friends with him, knowing full well what he was up to?
Right.
If you would have just left it.
Why'd you lie about it in the first place? I was just thinking.
Because Trump was president and they were best friends and they were engaged in this kind of shit?
I thought they released the whole thing and there was no minute missing.
3 minutes.
Because it reset itself. So that was a total lie.
Yeah. Yes, it was. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a miscommunication. It was an absolute, direct, bald-faced lie. And you fuckers lapped it up while the rest of us were going, what? How is that? How is there a minute missing from the most important federal facility in New York City? Right? Right. Oh my God.
What do you think's going on here, Julie? I mean, I don't know if we've spoken about this before. What do you think? There's anything here? You think there was something? I watched the documentary with Ghislaine Maxwell on Netflix, or I watched his documentary as well. And you see these girls saying, "I went there. I decided not to, but I brought 24 girls back to him. Every time I did, he paid me $200. And one time I brought a 14-year-old girl. Cops told me, you're part of it because you're over 18. You're facing jail time. How about me? How about this?" You're reading these stories. It's just unreal.
Now, there's
It's completely real.
overwhelming evidence. We've talked about it on your show previously. The guy is somehow related to intelligence, whether he's CIA, whether he's Mossad, whether he's both.
Russian.
Clearly, there is so much more here than meets the eye, and they are absolutely covering it up. The part that I'm kind of personally disappointed.
Sorry. They're absolutely covering it up. Who's they? Who? Joe Biden? Ro Khanna? Who's covering it up? Sorry, what member of the Biden administration came out and gave you an edited prison video with, by the way, not the entire night, just like 10 or 11 hours of it. Last I checked, there's 24 hours in a day, and that's how long they record this shit. I don't know why it stops basically at bedtime, and he's found dead in the morning and doesn't pick up, right? Why wouldn't you? This is the curious part. You give it all the way up to midnight, and there's all this time between then and when he's found. Where the fuck is that video? And they're like, something's weird. It's something weird. There's nothing weird.
Is Kash Patel and Bongino, who are good guys.
No, they are not.
Telling us just a couple of months ago, there's nothing here, there's nothing else to release. Well, you just released 30,000 more documents and 3 more minutes of footage, so what do you mean?
What they mean is please don't ask us again, because there's tons of shit. Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. There's 3. Thank you. There's all the extra stuff they have beyond that 3 minutes and the 33 documents. Anything past that, Trump's all over it. Trump's in all of it. Pictures, video, everything. And I'm gonna sneeze again. I'm all right. Okay.
You're the head of the FBI. What?
Weird. Yeah. And you can't seem to find it. Huh. Biden administration manages to put Ghislaine Maxwell behind bars for 20 fucking years for her part in it. And you dunce motherfuckers get her moved to Club Fed and start talking about a pardon.
What are you talking about? I don't love that because I did like those two guys. I'm a bit confused. Maybe can I help you out? Jillian, everybody, PBD, everybody on the panel. Maybe you're not confused. Maybe you're a gullible dickhead who is waking up to the fact that you have been had. And you're not allowing yourself to have that realization, so you're stuffing it back down and pretending to be confused. Maybe that's why. I'm missing.
I take it back. Scratch the maybe.
No, you're not. No, you're not, because that was that for leading up to the election. That's all you saw. Because by the way, I don't think Dan Bongino knows he was going to get that position. But Dan was
Yeah.
I saw this.
Yeah, if he had, he wouldn't have been so forthcoming. If he knew he was going to have to do a liar's job later, he probably wouldn't have set himself up to look like such an asshole. So every maggot he runs into yells at him at a restaurant.
Talk to this. Trust me, I know this. And then when they came in, it was a different story. But Jillian, no, I agree with you 100%. I'm actually proud, though, that people like Thomas, because remember, Henry Anton, the number, nobody cares about Epstein. Who cares? Who cares? No. I'm so proud of Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna from different sides of the aisle, not letting this die out. Okay, because you see...
Look at Vinny having a moment. He's not going to like it when this shit ends up right at Trump's feet.
Freaking Nancy Mace, she's a freaking survivor of sexual assault and rape. And that means she's in there hearing these girls reliving her own freaking trauma. And Pat nailed it. She was sitting right here. She is tough. No, she is stone cold. So for that to come out and
She's not stone cold. Okay. If you're going to talk about somebody who's been a victim of sexual assault like Nancy Mace, let's be abundantly clear. She's not stone cold. She's disassociated specifically because of the trauma that she has gone through, you asshole. Do you understand? She wasn't being stone cold and cool and collected and all that. She's a fucking wreck. Dumbass. That's why she's illogical and why she can't get a grasp on like any issue that is even remotely emotional to her. She's a fucking wreck, dude. Again, this is how the girls became, effectively madams themselves. Do you understand that? She's not stone cold. She's broken. That's why she walked out crying. That's why she flips out about trans shit and all that kind of stuff. And again, I'm not letting her off the hook for anything that she would naturally come to with her own ethical and moral failings or whatever. But it is abundantly clear from her behavior and her overfixation on babies and little children and pets and cruelty to animals, all good causes, but her fixation on that is because there's a safety in it. It's almost a regressive safety in it, right? But people who go through that kind of shit, shut the fuck down. And these guys are like, she's a fucking boss. I'm like, no, man. She just can't show anything. And and look, I don't like her politics. I don't like her party's politics. But I will always give someone who's been a victim of assault, of sexual assault especially, a lot of room to fail and flail. Because that's exactly what happened to all Epstein's victims. Some of them became prostitutes, some of them used drugs, some of them both, some of them committed suicide.
And people go, well, you can't, like fucking Dershowitz coming in. You can't trust her. She's a drug addict. Of course she's a fucking drug addict, man. She was gutted at a young age by Donald Trump's fucking running buddy. So, like I said, one day, maybe we'll find out what her real politics are and she'll be a total bitch and nobody has to listen to her. But in all these cases, anytime somebody's in that situation, I'm going to give them room to be a fucking wreck. However that manifests, as long as they're not actively harming someone. I'm just telling you. That's my thing. You don't have to agree. You don't have to join me in this. Doesn't matter. Right? You do not have to agree with me on this. But that's where I go. And so I just want to show you like kind of the difference in perspective, like how they see her versus how I would see her, considering we both know the same details. They both shared the same details I did. She spoke about it. We both heard it, right? They took away, she's like, she's a boss and she's locked in. I would judge the rest of her behavior and say she's a fucking mess. So, and again, I think she shouldn't be in Congress. Right? Go fix yourself and don't inflict that on other people at the time. Go heal. But, again, I have a hard line about this. Sorry. I have a hard line about this. Why is MTG now a hero? She's not. She just, and even the articles about her like, shocker, MTG sides with Epstein victims. She came on the scene as a QAnon. And again, this is what I was talking about. If you define yourself on a character trait, and then part of who you align, you define yourself on is your alignment with another person, there will be a tug and pull at some point if those conflict. If at some point that person does the thing that, you're absolutely, like, you have a thing against stealing, whatever it is, stealing people's music and that kind of stuff, and you're friends with a musician, you find out he stole his biggest song or something like that, that will be a conflict. And one of those things will have to, it will overpower the other. You're going to have to make a moral decision. What's more important to me? My relationship with this person, or what the defining characteristic that I said was a red line for myself, right? That's what happens. That'll occur. Everybody has a choice like that in life, but this is a very stark one. Being defining yourself by fighting for child sex trafficking victims and victims of sexual assault, and especially, the people who you believe you've defined yourself as a QAnon person as fighting for the children who are wrapped up in this and who are peddled all over the world, right? You've lost family members. You've decided that this is your fucking line. And you're a Trump supporter. At some point, that's going to be in conflict. We could all see it coming. That's why we fucking can't stand the guy. Right? That's, like, who can't tell? He's a fucking cretin. And especially in that area, if that's your defining characteristic, that you're fighting for the children must be saved. They're children under the White House in tunnels, and their brains are being drank. Right? Remember that shit? MTG defined herself as that. MTG only thinks she'll find bad Democrats? Fine. I don't care. She's not going to. Yeah, she attacked David Hogg. I agree. That's why she's not a good person. I'm just saying in this moment, there's her identity, and I'm not even saying some act of kindness or the depth of her ethics or her heart outrunning her brain in this situation. She's got two defining characteristics, and this is a decision. Which more important, Trump supporter or fighter for the children, right? Whether either of them are true ultimately doesn't matter. She has defined herself that way, and she sees herself that way, and she wants other people to see herself that way. And at some point, one is in conflict with the other. So, and that will benefit, I believe, us and humanity, whether she turns into a better person later on or not, which she won't. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to, like, again, you can be comfortable understanding the advantage of the circumstance that she has put herself in. without having to be a part of it or accept her. Yeah, it's moral, not political, exactly. So I'll show you that in a minute. And you can make up your own mind. See if what she's saying sounds opportunistic to you or whatever. And again, if somebody's going to come across and take a vote away from these motherfuckers, considering all the shit they want to do, knock yourself out. Have a fucking cookie. Sit down. If it stops harm, it's not a long-term alliance I would lean on.
Representative Luna was saying, guys, is that there's all these victims and all these victims. When there's a victim, there's an offender, there's an assailant, okay? And she said this. She said, it is possible that he was a foreign intelligence asset, and rich and powerful people need to go to jail. And we've been saying this, Adam, for how many months now? Accountability. Give us one, okay?
How about Donald? What if that's the one? Dude, I'll give you that one today. There are Polaroids, allegedly, that show Donald Trump with Epstein and topless, possibly underage girls where they're laughing at a stain on his fucking pants. He partied with topless young girls with Jeffrey Epstein, and he doesn't seem to care whether they were of age or not.
With COVID, we're not going to get nothing because they freaking gave Fauci a pardon. So we're screwed.
2014.
We are screwed in that sense, but we want a person. She said rich and powerful, give us one. I want...
Okay. You do realize if they give you one, Trump gets got as well.
Somebody to go down. Please, God.
I actually respect Vinny's opinion on this. I've been pretty clear that, you know, when it comes to signal and noise, this is a bunch of noise to me.
Yes, he thinks the entire Epstein affair is noise. And this is because he's getting the White House memo to shut it the fuck down. Like, he's the one they thought they could reach, so he's carrying the fucking water. The rest of the panel often seems to be in conflict with this dickhead, and I don't know how, like, honest he is in his addressing of this, right? But I gotta say, I personally think he's, like, getting the same phone calls Charlie Kirk is getting, because he's the only one that will hold this. But it gets harder and harder to bear that bullshit weight.
But that doesn't mean it's not important. That doesn't mean there's nothing to see here. Doesn't mean there doesn't need to be accountability. Here's what I know. Remember when they talked about the Henry Enton thing, and they're like, we polled 1,000 people, and one person
Republican
was interested. They go, 1% of people interested in Epstein? No, one person. But here's what I know about that one person. They are the loudest mother suckers in the room, man. They are not going to let this thing drop. So there's people out there who are like...
Also, dude, there's not even... This, like, 3/5 of the fucking panel is not dropping it. Jillian Michaels, Vinny, and Peanut Butter Dickhead himself are not letting this shit go. And they're hammering it. And they're all going, there is a major cover-up going here because there was allegedly a minute that didn't exist that now does exist. And it shows something fucking hinky as hell and a brand new person. So the idea that, like, no, 1% of people give a shit about this, but that 1% are loud. Motherfucker, more than half of the panel you're sitting on. You're the 1% now who doesn't give a shit.
Look, I'm just trying to pay the bills, put food on the plate, work, raise my family, all that. I get that. But then there's people who are like, I don't care what I got to do. I am not dropping this Epstein thing. And people like you are not going to let this go.
Yeah.
So respect to you.
And mind you, that we keep seeing it. Like, it keeps popping up. You just showed a video. So wait, that means Pam Bondi, you lied to us.
What? No way! When did they figure that out? Holy shit! Look how surprised this fuckwad is. Vinny, what the fuck is the matter with you? Yes, she lied, dummy. She lied every day after that lie, too. Because she could have shown you any night for the last 20 years, according to her, it's been that way since the 90s, that showed a missing minute. And she didn't, and she didn't, and she didn't. She lied hundreds of times to your stupid fucking empty dome, you dickhead. What? And look at Jillian Michaels' hands.
Exactly.
You're the attorney general. You're the highest law enforcement.
That's what I'm
Pam Blonde.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm starting to think that Bill Barr guy was full of shit too.
Oh yeah, my bad. And it's like,
Have a little
what do you?
respect.
And Pat, I love that you said that. What? You think we're stupid?
Yes. Yes. They do. Not dumb, stupid. They think they can tell you something and then they can threaten or cajole you into saying something stupid on the air and going against your own self-image and your own worth, undermine your own standing.
You think we're not? You think the
Yes,
nerds that are out there
they
are
do.
gonna take that
They
video,
actually do.
put in
I feel seen.
AI, and say you guys are freaking lying?
Wait, why did we have to put it in AI? We could see it ourselves back then, fuckwad. Like, we didn't even need the minute to know that they cut it out. Jesus Christ.
So obviously, to me, my opinion, that means the people that are involved are still hovering and circling around like vultures, going, "Don't do that. Better not do that. He's on this. We have a relationship with."
Or what? Trump's not running again. He's made himself a billionaire off of his fucking fake meme coins. If they're not going to bring him down with it, in theory, right? According to you. Were they going to threaten to fucking kill him? Like, the dude has literally made it so the SCOTUS would allow him to murder somebody if they even threatened him. Like, people could start falling out of windows like Vladimir Putin's oligarch buddies. Sorry, Trump, Bongholio, Kash Patel, and Pam Bondi are all scared for their lives because these people will have them killed? For real. For fucking real. And they're not covering it because Trump's all over that shit. They're scared because the Illuminati's gonna snuff them.
It drives me bananas.
I'm with Pat. I don't like the precedent. And I'll tell you what also I don't like. What I don't like is
The precedent. Yeah. Like, it sets a bad precedent.
it feels like history repeating itself. 4 frames missing from the Zapruder film.
Fuck you. 4 frames missing from the Zapruder film. History repeating itself. Dude, there's no history here. It's a single crime. Stick to the fucking day, dummy. History repeating itself is that the next big Epstein cover-up you saw is exactly like the last big Epstein cover-up you saw, which was both during Trump being president.
208 to 211, been missing for a long time. Oh, we were working with Life magazine. They were trying to do some editing, and they wait, you were letting a reporter from Life magazine actually do some editing on the single most important piece of evidence since the atomic spy case? Are you kidding me? Number one. Number two, then they said, oh, we don't have the radio recordings from the police radios. Those came out later in the Kennedy. I'm talking about Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and now those recordings are available where you put on headphones at the National Memorial and Historical Site, which is the 6th Avenue Book Depository in Dallas. You put them on there and it says, please listen to the 4 shots. You can clearly hear the sound and what's recoil and report of these 4 shots. Oh, so now there's 4 shots. Right. And it's out there. But it was all trickled out. It was all available. And this feels like it's just a repeat of history. It was like 2 years later, 3 years after Warren Commission, found the 4 frames of the Zapruder film. You know what? There's a little hitch here. So maybe could have been shot from the front. Could have been.
God damn. Way to distract everybody from, like, dude, I never thought I'd be bored to tears by a conspiracy theory. Get on with it. We're not talking about, some unknown people in the FBI that may have been playing fast and loose with the fucking Zapruder film. You asshole. We're talking about the dude you sold to the American people as the perfect president while Kamala Harris would destroy the fucking country. You shepherded him in. Unless you're going to go back and go, I campaigned for, I was a big Johnson fan. I thought he should have been president the entire time. And then I really got behind Nixon. So I was, I was on the side of the people that may have arranged for his death. I was a big Castro fan. Shut the fuck up.
Shot from the back. And it's not just Oliver Stone writing his movie and saying, back and to the right, back and to the right. He was talking
to the left. Oh, now, I'm sorry. A couple of weeks after the Warren Commission, now it's back into the right. Wait, were we watching it backwards the whole time? Was he actually going east on the fucking road?
What are you thinking here?
What I think here is Sorry about that. They're bleeding out this drip, 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 and it looks like the movie we've seen before. And it reduces the credibility. It doesn't improve the
Reduces the credibility. Aren't you adorable?
trust that Americans need to have in their government.
The trust that Americans need to have in their government. You fuckers hate government. All you do is shit on the government until your guy gets in. Get the fuck.
Trust is what they need to restore. So sometime you tear up.
Yeah, they can't. Because the only way they could do it is by releasing video and Polaroids of Donald Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein and underage girls. You absolute asshat.
The Band-Aid and say, this is what happened. This
is what happened. I have recordings of the president together.
This is what's going on, and this is what we've got.
Let me tell you one thing, though, Tom. You ready for this?
No, whatever it is, he's not. Neither are you.
Okay. I'm going to ask this question. I'm curious to know what you're going to say. John F. Kennedy, the shooting happens. The Dallas shooting happens today. You think they get away with it? Today.
No. Camera phones and everything that's everywhere in recordings, no way.
Thomas Crook.
That's right. Do you think so?
Who
You
is
still think
he?
they get away with it?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think...
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Jillian Michaels thinks that because Thomas Crook, by the way, is dead and never managed to, even inflict any violence on Trump because that was a piece of glass from his teleprompter that hit his ear. It's like, who is this guy, right? It's like, Lee Harvey Oswald Part 2. I don't know. If, how about let's flip this around. You tit. How about Kennedy survives the assassination attempt? Oswald is killed through the window. They open fire towards the window and they shoot who's ever up there, and then they go up there and they find Oswald dead on the fucking floor with his rifle and all that kind of shit. And then Kennedy never wants to know who the guy is. How about that? What do you think the conspiratorial arc would be around that? Right? Do you think Kennedy would go, I don't think about it anymore. For real. Fuck you. Who's Thomas Crook? I don't know. I don't know why Trump doesn't give a shit. Right?
Do you think Thomas Crook's was a similar story to the one with John F. Kennedy that was trying to take Trump out?
I mean, what do we know about this kid?
I
How about a donut hole? Nothing.
My opinion, Pat.
We know they had a garden hose on the roof one day later.
Especially with all the shots, Pat.
Oh, by the way, every time they talk about this shit, they get all the details all mangled up, and you can see why they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
All the footage that they have, the bullets hitting in different angles. I don't think it was only him as well. He was going to be the patsy. He wasn't going to come out alive at all. So,
well, then why did they get him? What the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, they had multiple shooters trying to kill Trump and they missed. Are you shitting me? All right. Again, the Democrats, the deep state, the fucking Illuminati, whoever tried to kill him, can't manage to do it in an open fucking field in the middle of Pennsylvania with nobody around for miles. They couldn't manage to do that. Then why is anyone afraid of the Illuminati or the derp state or the fucking, like the Democrat assassination squad? They can fuck that up? How do you miss? He's the only guy on stage. He's thick as a whale omelet. How do you miss? If there's a bunch of you and the one guy's just a patsy, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
So where I'm at with this is the following.
Here comes the big thinking. Go ahead, champ. Give us the big breakdown.
Here's where I'm at with this. I think there is two different types of noise.
All right, I'm gonna fucking. This is. Why is this? Why does it just get dumber? Why? Two different kinds of noise.
There's real noise. There's bad noise.
Let me take this out. Somebody put it right. Real noise. This is fucking genius. I hope I get to go to that thing with you and Martha Stewart and Tony Robbins. Real noise and bad. All right, sorry, back that up. I'm so glad I'm recording this.
2 different types of noise.
2 different types. Okay, 2. I'll make 2 columns. Noise, and we'll just see what kind of. Okay, 2 different kinds of noise. Give it to me.
There's real noise. There's bad noise.
All noise is bad noise because it's noise. The word itself. There's white noise. He left that out too, which isn't bad noise. It's just sound. But there's no such thing as white sound. So they went with white noise because it sounds better.
The hardest part about life is to be able to differentiate which noise is valid, which noise is not.
It's all noise. If it's noise, it's fucking noise. There is no valid noise, you dumb son of a bitch. I think good noise would be called sound or signal. That would be the separation. Signal versus noise is the usual analogy by, proto-militaristic assholes. Fuck you.
Because you can sit there and look at the noise. Oh my God, look at all the people that are being killed. But Muslims are being killed by a bunch of different people. How come you're not? Okay, that's a good question. Why
I think that's an Israel reference, maybe.
are you not paying attention to the
This is the Middle Eastern version of black on black crime.
only because it's this? Okay, fair. All right, maybe that's a good argument. So many people don't blah, 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 about this. Yeah, why are you not looking at what's going on in these liberal cities? No, it's because okay. Well, you lose the argument, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you probably do. When you're going, these liberal cities, you're probably going to lose that argument. Does anybody, do we have any imbecile translators in the audience that can tell me what the fuck this asshole is on about?
For me, with this, on the people that are making noise now, and you're seeing Anna Paulina, I don't know if Anna Paulina, I think when I watch Anna Paulina's body language there.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She's telling me yes.
She's a little bit conflicted because she's concerned who's on that list.
Sorry. Her body language makes noise? Fucking asshole. Okay. I'm all right. I'm okay.
That's the vibe I got from her. Nancy.
Is it a good noise vibe or a bad noise vibe from her body language noise?
Mays walks out emotionally because of what happened to her the last 2 years.
Yeah.
The trouble today, Vinny, why I think neither this or the COVID thing is going to go away, I don't know if Fauci's going to go to jail. There's less than a 0.1% chance he's going to jail. I'm not interested in him going to jail or not going to jail. I'm more interested in this becoming clear evidence of what they did so the next guy cannot use it and do it. Him going to jail doesn't make any difference in my life. What does happen is we find that the games you played, you can't do it again. We find that the games China played, you can't do it again, or any other country. I'm interested in permanent prevention of what could possibly happen in the future.
Well, then why did you fucking vote for Trump? Who, during COVID, motherfucker, during COVID was like trying to finish his trade deal with Xi Jinping and talking about how he's very professional. They're handling it great. There's no cases basically, and it goes away when the sunshine hits it like snot on a fucking banister, right? Like why would you vote for the motherfucker again? You have a case study. Like if you don't want bad shit to happen again, you shepherded this dickhead back in. God damn.
That's what my concern is. And when I see this taking place today, what this is taking place today is this is showing the fact that all of those things that they kept talking about.
Just fucking say it. You want to talk about noise? God, get on with it.
The audience was right. You did hide 3 minutes. Now,
yeah. And, which means your whole fucking show, your whole fucking show, the whole show, every episode, every single episode of this asshole's podcast, since she said that, has been noise. Bad noise. Useless noise. Valueless-tainment. Do you understand? You've been wasting everybody's fucking time since then because you have not noticed, which was what was self-evident from Trump's interruption and her bullshit about the missing minute, and the very next day, her not showing that, see, every night there's a minute missing. Here's from a week ago. Son of a bitch.
You leaked it. The audience was right about that. All these documents.
The audience. I'm not your audience, asshole. I'm not. I break down this guy's videos because they're indicative of a greater narrative within the MAGA media sphere. Not because he's got a special fucking take. And partly because the divergence that has occurred between him and Adam and Vinny about this shit is indicative of the greater maggot split around Epstein. They're like a petri dish for this fucking syphilitic infection that's knocking out half of MAGA.
Documentaries are right. And when I had, what's his name on, Michael Wolff on, we had a conversation with them about Epstein, and he's telling me, yeah, all these guys showed up. You're telling me there isn't assets? I mean, I have a hard time believing that. Now, I can tell you, like, Ehud Barak visits, 32 times, 36 times to the house? And I asked Michael Wolff, I said, when you were at his $55 million, $77 million property, biggest private residence that Lex Wexner that just gifted him? And he even asked Lex Wexner later on why he gifted him. What do you mean he gifts him? Who the hell gifts anybody a $77 million biggest private residence in Manhattan? Nobody does that for no reason. And why was Ehud Barak there? Oh, he would always show up. Why? Just because he would be telling, he was a gas bag. What did he call it? Rob, what was the word he used?
Gas bag was
gas
the right
bag,
word.
yeah. And then, he's visiting for what, shits and giggles? When he said, Epstein was a guy that couldn't keep secrets, he would always talk, and he's always saying stuff. And I said, was that painting of Clinton in the house? Yeah, it was there. Where was it at? Right next to the bathroom. Wait, we were told that painting is not real, and maybe it's fake, and maybe it's this. Now you're there, and a guy that doesn't hate Trump, but didn't vote for Trump, dislikes him, says that is there. We're supposed to sit there and think there is no ties? Just tell us the truth. What happened? It's okay. It's not like we're not going to be making mistakes. So to me, I'm glad this is happening, and I'm glad that if it happens to if you ever notice somebody who is overly emotional about something like this, it's probably because something happened to them in their lives or something happened to somebody they love in their lives. And if somebody reacts to it like, yeah, whatever, probably nothing happened to them in their lives. Or
God damn it. Genius. I feel like I'm watching who needs a third season of Mindhunter when you got this simpleton fuck blathering on about this. God damn.
Or they did something in their lives that they're kind of like, hey, let me be careful with this.
Oh, you mean like Trump going, are you still talking about Epstein? What's the big fucking deal? That maybe, just maybe, he was engaged in that behavior with Epstein and he'd rather have people not talk about it, especially when he's in the fucking room, because they'll watch his face twitch all over the fucking place because every time they mention certain things, and body language experts will go, oh, I'm fairly certain that motherfucker knows more than he's saying.
I'm just glad they're making progress with this. And let's see what happens next. By the way, all they had to do at the beginning, Jillian, come out, sequencing, we're on the same page, release, here's what we know, here's what we don't know. If you know anything, reach out to us. This is the info.
Yeah, that's all they had to do. Now, what could be the reason, I can't think of one, that they wouldn't do that?
We're releasing it to you, and let's move on.
Leaking.
It would have been a 6-week, story cycle.
Oh, no. Oh, no, son. No, it wouldn't have been a 6-week cycle. No. It would have been the end of the Trump presidency before it fucking began. The big bullshit bill never would have fucking passed. There would have been impeachment hearings from the Republican side of Trump. If the shit that's in there comes out, there is no other reason for them to slow walk it. None. There is none. He doesn't need donors. He doesn't need voters. He's not running again. He can't. He can bullshit about it all he wants. The only reason for him not to do this isn't because other people won't give him money or deals or whatever. It's because he's fucking in there.
And gone. Now you're extending it. You're not because we want to extend it, because you're making it extend.
Yeah, you're extending. Why are they extending it? I can't imagine.
And that's a flaw on their end. It's a mistake they made.
But boss, here's the thing, and
Boss. Sorry, everybody there gets to call him, peanut butter dickhead, but she has to call him boss. All right.
Tom, you said this, and I'm never going to forget it. If Epstein is intelligence, right, then that means our tax dollars are essentially using children as sex slaves to leverage what? You think they're going to tell us that?
Yeah.
No friggin' way, guys.
Yeah, and last thing, Pat, and the only thing.
Okay, so that's the excuse on the reason. Okay, we found out about Tuskegee. We found out about Abu Ghraib, and that was people, whistleblowing on this. If Trump isn't a part of it, why do you think? And he thinks there's some sort of deep state shit going on in the CIA and stuff that happened before he was around, and that Epstein was being controlled by them, and he wasn't actually just a pedophile running buddy of his. That he was being manipulated, and this guy was maybe sent, whatever. You don't think Trump would release that shit and distance himself from it? It'd be the easiest fucking thing in the world to blame the fucking CIA. What are you talking about? And also, again, this goes to that, she's been watching that Tucker Carlson bullshit about our tax dollars paid for all this kind of stuff. No, they didn't. And our tax dollars don't pay for most of the confidential informants that are out there.
You don't think nothing comes out?
Oh, hell no.
I'm with her. And here's my thing, Pat.
No.
The only reason I say, because some people don't care about jail. My thing is, if there's no accountability and none of them go inside of a prison cell, then it'll never stop. Because no matter how we change the system, the people in, like the FBI, Peter Strzok, all them, this is the FBI. There's still going to be rogue people in there. They're still going to have their own agenda.
For the record, Vinny, you prick, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and others who were against Trump were against him because, in part, of his relationship with Jeffrey fucking Epstein and Russia. Vladimir Putin, who sent rape squads into Bucha, which I would argue was in the same fucking ballpark of the kind of shit that Epstein did, sort of more of like an acute ground game version of the aerial assault that Epstein was doing, but the same attack on innocent victims and the same using sexual violence for control and to make money and to have and connections and all that kind of shit.
And even if it comes out, the system's set up to where none of them goes to jail. None of them will, and that's why I'm with her. Nothing is going to happen to none of these people. The only person, Pat, is going to keep them accountable is God. That's the only comfort that I have.
Oh, Jesus. Don't tell me Vinny actually thinks Trump is a fucking Christian or something. Because, if I may, if Vinny actually believes that, which I question, and I try to stay away from people's religious or spiritual beliefs because everyone's entitled to their own unique mistake. But in the case of Vinny, if he's one of these assholes who thinks that Trump is going to be the weapon of God's retribution on these people when he is a direct beneficiary of this behavior, he's more far gone than I think we even knew.
Is they're going to get judged because it's not going to happen here. It's not. I don't have faith in the system.
Think
why? Because the guy you voted for is his fucking running buddy? Somebody said, Hal, you don't believe in spirituality. Of course I do. But I'm just saying your beliefs aren't my business. It's hard to judge other people's belief systems, the depth of it. Occasionally I will go straight out and say people like, Mike Pillow and others wearing their cross is a bunch of puffery and bullshit. But in general, I steer clear of that. I don't interfere with people praying on screen. I move right past it. I leave that to everybody's own personal thing. But your behavior is what I will judge.
Anything's going to happen
Nope.
to these guys.
Absolutely not.
No way.
Zero.
You don't think nothing happens to the Fauci people?
Nope.
Nope.
You don't think there's going to be any accountability where history is going to be able to reveal what happened here?
I think the evidence
So-
is out that people know exactly what
History,
happened.
yes. Accountability now, courtroom hearings, things like that. No.
Yeah, so which is more important? Where are you at? Which is more important? Which is more important? To me, accountability-wise, you know what happens when
Oh, my God.
you're somebody that
Thanks
you
so
do
much.
bad things. Who ends up eventually coming and getting you? Either the man upstairs
Thanks,
or some
Ron.
people that were emotionally involved in that story. They find a way to come to you. For me, my level of optimism here is this is so wide with so many kids involved. It's so many different places. It's going to be very hard to hide this. And with COVID, this is so wide. This is so involved with different countries and the way it was handled. You have to be ready for the next one. Because if we're not, they're going to be able to use the same exact principles of what they did to us again. I am
Also, again, like the idea is that every country in the world was in on faking this pandemic so they could sell pharmaceuticals to kill or experiment on people. Like every country, except for like South Africa or something like that, where they got bigger fish to fry and their death toll couldn't even chart with, infectious disease. Like that kind of shit. What? Oy.
convinced that some of the guys are going to fight on the inside to get to it. Watch this. Thomas Massey. Is Thomas Massey a friend of President Trump?
No.
No.
Is he a pro-Israel guy or is he a pro-APAC guy?
No.
Does he have an APAC representative working with him?
No.
No, he does not. They've been approached. He does not. Ro Khanna, is he a Republican or a Democrat?
Democrat.
But is he a reasonable
Progressive.
Democrat?
Yes.
Okay. Is he a guy that has a decent relationship with Musk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a decent
does he really?
relation. Oh yeah, he has a
Okay.
decent relation because
He's in Silicon
he's
Valley.
He's the
He's the
Silicon Valley.
representative.
So
Musk isn't in Silicon Valley. His fucking shops down, like his like Twitter's in fucking downtown San Francisco, and SpaceX is in fucking Hawthorne in L.A.
he's the guy that's there. So he has the richest
Zip code.
out of everybody in America is what he's got. So I think
So I guess it's billionaires and they control them, and that's why you can't release the information because the rich and powerful won't let you. He's in the richest zip code in the fucking country, and therefore he's coming forward, kind of blows your stupid fucking argument out of the water.
the part that is going to be, these guys are going to be annoying.
Yeah, they are.
What I'm telling you is,
Yeah, in a good way.
I'm
In a good-
looking at them. I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
yeah, these guys going to be annoying, and they're going to be going in there and just kind of keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. Eventually, something could break. Whether it does or not, I don't know. But I'm always more.
Oh my god. Just you can't do a whole big fucking ramble about noise and then just frabada. Like he's just filling fucking time.
supportive of you believing that justice will be done, God will do his part, and convinced that the right people will step up, than saying nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen.
All right, at this point, it's just blather. The point of that whole video and the kind of crucial part, though, is this. The Epstein prison video just showed that Pam Bondi was straight up lying. She returned to a bowling alley. That's what I think, too. Yeah. It's the shoe lockers at a bowling alley, yeah. New footage released. Hold on, I'm going to put this in the reader. New footage released from Jeffrey Epstein's jail unit has blown up Attorney General Pam Bondi's explanation about why a minute was missing. At the time, Bondi claimed the security cameras automatically cut out for 1 minute as part of a system reset each night. However, MAGA erupted after forensic analysis showed the video was edited repeatedly. The new surveillance footage, which was part of the bulk online drop at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, fills in that missing minute between 11:59 and midnight. However, the video appears to show very little in the footage of the new files. A number of guards are visibly working near Epstein's cell. And also, you don't know that they're guards, just people in black clothing. The extra minute is contained within 2 additional hours of footage from the new files, according to this. The Daily Beast has contacted Bondi's office for comment. Outside the missing 1-minute footage, the footage released on Tuesday also shows Epstein being walked through the detention center to make a phone call, as reported by CBS. That was the one where he called his girlfriend while pretending to be calling his mother. FBI stated in July that after the investigation prison footage, no one had entered or left the area where Epstein was being held, leading them to agree with the chief medical examiner that he took his own life, as well as video and documents. The epic file dump on Google Drive and Dropbox included audio recordings, emails, and court filings. Committee Wrangler Robert Garcia said that the only new disclosure in the Tuesday dump was fewer than 1,000 pages from the Customs and Border Protection's log of flight locations of Epstein's private plane from 2000 to 2014. Do you have those for Trump's plane? Because they flew together. Garcia called out the Oversight Committee. Comer, 33,000 pages of Epstein documents James Comer has decided to release were already mostly public information to the American people. Don't let this fool you. There is no mention of a client list or anything that improves transparency or justice for victims. House Republicans are trying to make a spectacle of releasing already public documents. Pam Bondi has said the client list was on her desk. No, I said it was the files, and they were ready for review. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, I was gonna review the documents. Yeah, that's it. I'm reviewing them. All right. So apparently, we haven't checked in on this asshole in a while, but Tim Drool over here noticed maybe, or somebody else passed it on to him, what I noticed in the post-victims press conference today, where somebody asked Thomas Massie what happened, why more Republicans aren't voting, and Massie said because they are being threatened by the White House. I don't know if that's where he's getting this from, but that seems to be the general tenor, but it was a direct quote from Massie.
GOP Rep Thomas Massie, as well as Democrat Ro Khanna, are moving forward with their efforts to release or get released as many Epstein files as possible.
Hey, asshole. How many Democrats are voting for it and how many Republicans? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Now, the other day we saw that the Oversight Committee released 33,000 Epstein documents, have been subpoenaed to the DOJ, and much of it was publicly known. People are still parsing through all of these documents. Maybe there will be something in there, but I really doubt it. Mike Cernovich, the principal actor behind the release and the expose.
Yes, also one of the assholes, I think, who was standing outside the Oval Office when they got their binders from the president and Pam Bondi. They were in the Oval when they got these folders. They weren't at the DOJ. They weren't in a sub room. They weren't taken over there to a fucking conference room where they could fucking shoot videos and get their folders. They got them at the White House in the Oval Office.
On Epstein, with his lawsuit, as well as the Miami Herald, said these documents were already destroyed. You're not going to get anything substantive. But Thomas Massie says he wants these files to be released, and the White House has issued a statement saying any GOP reps who sign on to this discharge petition, which would force the vote on the release of the Epstein files, will be seen as taking a hostile act towards the president.
That's your boy. And I'm sorry, what exactly is the problem? I mean, you were part of the Trust in Trump chorus, and that, Harris was going to destroy free speech in the country and use lawfare on everybody, right? Remember that? Dumbass. This is your boy. You don't get to go, I don't like it. Tough shit. In for a penny, in for a pound, you dumb motherfucker. You were one of the army of right-wing maggot influencers that helped shepherd Trump back into the Oval. You have responsibility in this, not just reaction.
Oof. That's brutal, huh? Now, Epstein victims held a press conference around the, I don't know if they were the exact, I think they were separate press conferences from Thomas Massie's, where they explained they will be releasing their own client list.
They said it on both.
Now, Nancy Mace, a GOP rep, had met with these victims, and apparently upon hearing what they had to say about what Epstein subjected them to, She left the meeting in tears, and there's actually video of it. People were saying she had a full-blown panic attack.
No, she said that.
This is an interesting scandal. There are
It is. Yeah, that's a good point. Don't you think so, guys? It's an interesting scandal. That's the way I think of it. It's, I was like, that Epstein thing with Trump being best friends with him for 25 fucking years plus, that's an interesting scandal. I've said out loud to myself, fucking never.
Questions about who to believe in, what to trust, and what's really going on.
No, there isn't. Because the president's office called them and threatened them if they release the documents. So the documents apparently must remain secret by force of will from the president of the United States. This ain't about trust anymore, asshole.
Donald Trump says it's a Democrat hoax. It's not real. They made it all up. I got to be honest. There's morsels of truth to this. We don't know exactly.
Morsels of Truth? Is that the new name of Tim Pool's show?
Exactly. If the documents they have are real or others, we haven't seen them. But I'll put it like this. You expect me...
Sorry. So James Comer released 33,000 documents that everybody has seen most of, all but 1% of it, and they might be fake.
To believe that the people who falsely accused Trump of rape and civil fraud and tried to...
Falsely accused Trump of rape and civil fraud. So Tim is in the women who accuse Trump of sexual assault are lying crowd. Classy. Meanwhile, also, these files were released by the Republicans. The binder was put out by Pam Bondi.
Arrest him over and over again. Wouldn't have fabricated documents or lied about it? Sure.
Well, if they did, why didn't they release him before he could win the election?
The question then becomes, who do you trust and what do you want to happen? For political reasons, people on the right are saying, not everybody on the right, but many pro-Trump people are saying, ignore this stuff. It's tainted information, and it is a Democrat hoax. They fabricated evidence to try and smear and stop Donald Trump.
Sorry, what did they fabricate? The letter that he wrote him on his fucking birthday? The fact that they hung out for fucking years? What'd they fabricate? What is it? Show us the fabricated shit. We can, obviously, if they've got him at a dinner party with Epstein and underage girls and he was someplace else at the time, obviously he'll have an alibi, and it would prove, even if you release fake shit, that the fake shit can be disproved.
We need Trump to win. Others who aren't so purist are saying, don't know, don't care, release it now and let the people figure it out. I'm more on the side of, let's release the information and figure out for ourselves.
Great. So you're, thank God. So way to take a strong stance on this, Beanie Boy. So you, this is all predicated on, you're kind of on the side of release the stuff, which you seem to give credence to the fact that it's fake.
But it is interesting when prominent liberals are lining up behind Rep. Thomas Massie saying, you go, brother. These aren't people known to have integrity or scruples. So when
they're not lining up behind Massie. Massie has joined our side in wanting the release of this stuff. Yeah, is Tim Pool in the Epstein files? No. They like there's just he would never get invited to those parties. That's probably what he's pissed about.
I see prominent Democrats and libs who I know are liars, cheaters, and thieves saying, yeah, let's do this. It does give me pause and make me wonder. So, my friends, it's a rock and a hard place. Do you?
No, it isn't. Well, I mean, I guess it is for you because you're a paid shill for the administration and or for Russia, really. But
want the information they got released? I think regardless of the political circumstances around this, most people are saying yes, and let's stop playing games. Trump can call it a Democrat hoax all he wants, but it's not going to change the fact that we want to know exactly what's happening. And if it...
But I love how he's like secondary, like it's like third person. We want to know these things. Not me. I'm not saying I want to. Some people are saying this, and I kind of lean in the way of the some people that are saying this. Meanwhile, I'm kind of on the side of the people who are saying do the exact opposite, but kind of, sort of.
It's true that Democrats are engaged in some kind of hoax to smear Donald Trump. Maybe that's the information Trump should be releasing and explaining what or why that would be the case. I don't think so, though. I'll tell you my opinion.
Yeah, get to it, dude, because this is way too dull for you to drag out.
I think what we're actually looking at is prominent, powerful individuals that Trump knows, that doesn't want to see damaged, are going to be negatively impacted by these documents. Maybe some of the...
Sorry, besides his buddy who allegedly hung himself in fucking jail and died, he's got other friends that would be harmed by this that are also pedophiles?
Them actually are criminals. I assume many of the individuals listed, probably abused underage girls. I'm also willing to bet there's a lot of people in there who are going to have their reputations damaged without being direct abusers themselves. Maybe they knew about it, wouldn't report on it. And Trump is basically saying, let's protect these.
You mean like him? Because that's the best case scenario, is that Trump knew about it and didn't report it.
Powerful individuals. Don't know for sure. This one's really hard to figure out, and everyone's got a theory. But we'll get into that and a whole lot more. Before we get started, my friends, we got a great sponsor. It is PD.
Jesus Christ. Nothing makes money for us than talking about some stupid fucking thing. Guys, while we're talking about this thing, I don't even think it's a real thing. I mean, like, why are we even talking about this shit, right? Am I right? Yeah, okay, so I've got to show you this one, all right? This is the part that kind of stands out for everybody. By the way, hit the like, share the show, etc., etc., etc. Trump is in the Epstein files. I'm just telling you. He's all over them. He's throughout. Video, still images, more documents, letters, like correspondence, deal memos, all kinds of shit. Just know it. And I guess part of the Epstein files should be, I would think, the membership files of Mar-a-Lago to show the fact that Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago for years after Trump said he allegedly kicked him to the curb. So this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Marjorie Taylor Greene making statements at the Massey kind of victims statement outside. And this is outside the Capitol. All of the victims had spoken, I think, before this, and they spoke at the other one. Again, I watched it. It was fucking heartbreaking. So listen to her remarks, and I think we'll probably have a few Vinny moments.
Good morning. This is my 5th year in Congress, and this is the largest press conference that I've seen since I've been here.
So I just knew I had to run over to the microphone and get some attention.
And this is because this is an issue that matters so much to Americans. This is an issue that doesn't have political boundaries. It's an issue.
According to Tim Pool, it does. It's a bunch of liberals who can't be trusted concocted this kind of stuff, and apparently they're all lining up behind Thomas Massey to trick everyone. It is partisan.
That Republicans and Democrats should never fight about. As a matter of fact, it's such an important issue that it should bring us all together. It's grieved me to watch the arguments and debates take place.
Leave it up to fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene to her only kumbaya moment is over pedophilia. Gee, imagine if she felt this way about school shootings and lead in the water.
Among my colleagues and even the administration, I think this is something that was worth fighting for. You see, the women behind me are going to tell you stories that you've never heard.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. There's somebody with a bullhorn basically barking the crowd in order, and I feel like that's where my conspiratorial hackles went up. They had a couple of airplanes fly over, and then they had this guy kind of chattering during the whole thing that was kind of like enough distracting noise to make it, because there's no reason why that fucker had to be there. And certainly not talking on a bullhorn while the victims especially were talking, her, whatever. But this happened throughout.
Before. These are unimaginable horrors that they've lived with for their entire lives since they were very, very young. But these are also similar stories that many children, teenagers, women, and even men are enduring nightmares right now as we speak.
And it's all because Ukraine is getting support from the Americans. Right. Can I also say that while she's supposed to be on the side of the victims and all this stuff, this sounds very insectile. for her, like how riled up and firebrandy she allegedly gets, this is pretty stale, I gotta say.
You see, these women
have all been affected by something that affects us all when it's affecting us. And these are people who have gone through things when they've gone through them that they're still going through, even if they've already finished going through them.
Have been fighting since the 1990s. I heard one woman tell us yesterday since 1996. And they have...
Literally one of the survivors that's there was an Epstein survivor from 1991. She literally spoke earlier. But whatever.
Carried with them shame. But I want to tell you something. The shame does not fall on these brave, courageous women. The shame falls on every single person that coldly turned a blind eye.
Oh, you mean Trump and Melania? Okay.
To their...
Oh, you mean Dershowitz? Seriously, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Everywhere, like, again, I feel like he knows he's protected because of attorney-client privilege and his awareness that, you know, whatever compromise they might have had maybe got destroyed. That's what it sounds like. Because it doesn't, like, he talks like somebody's like, well, I got the evidence and they don't, so they'll never be able to get me. That's what it reeks of. And even still, like, the fact that he continued to represent Jeffrey Epstein, that he represented Donald Trump, that almost the entire circle of people he's working with either did damage to women or, you know, or fucking killed one.
Abuse. The shame falls on every single person that enabled it. The shame falls on every single person that took...
You mean like with a free membership to Mar-a-Lago, let's just say. I'm just spitballing. I don't even know where I would get that.
Money to continue it. And the shame falls...
Well, he certainly saved $200,000 a year on a Mar-a-Lago membership that he never had to pay for.
On the people in power over the past several decades that protected the monster, Jeffrey Epstein, and his cabal that continued a nightmare. Those people deserve the shame. And today we are...
Yeah, we know.
Coming forward, and we're going to fight like hell for these women, because we have to fight like hell for those that are enduring sexual abuse and are living in a prison of shame. Anyone that is being...
Oh, you mean like victims that have been like shamed by the President of the United States, called liars, dismissed outright, said they were too ugly to sexually assault? You mean that kind of shame? Jesus.
Abused. It is not your fault. You should live with no guilt or fear or shame.
Hear that, E. Jean Carroll? She's with you now.
All of the fault belongs to the evil people that do these things to the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most important fight we can wage here in Congress, is fighting for innocent people that never receive justice. And the women behind me have never received justice. And do you want to know why?
Because you helped Donald Trump avoid responsibility for his actions? Because you and all of MAGA attacked the fucking Capitol to make sure that he got no comeuppance?
It's because Jeffrey Epstein somehow was able to walk among the most rich, powerful people.
Somehow. I know one of the ways he did it was by catching a fucking ride on Trump's plane.
Not only in America, but foreign countries. Yesterday, I heard countries like Saudi Arabia, Russia, and even Israel, and other countries.
And other countries that I can't remember because it gives me a stone in the pit of my stomach trying to pronounce foreign words.
The truth needs to come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why don't you walk over to the White House with a fucking tape recorder? I think you should probably video it.
And the government holds the truth. The cases that are sealed hold the truth. Jeffrey Epstein's estate holds the truth. The FBI, the DOJ, and the CIA holds the truth. And the truth we are demanding come out. on behalf of these women, but also as a strong message to every innocent child, teenager, woman, and man that is
Yeah, that's been like, I don't know, maybe had pictures of them stolen from their private laptop and displayed in public without their permission for no reason, that are not evidence of a crime or proof of any wrongdoing. Even if you don't like the composition of the shot, you know, that person's got to feel the right to be able to, bring a grievance against people in government that took advantage of their access to private files. For example, I'm just talking, I don't know.
Being held captive in abuse. This should never happen in America, and it should never be a political issue that divides us. And I want to thank Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie.
Super weird.
For doing something brave, crossing political boundaries for a very important fight. And I'm honored to join both of them.
By the way, that's Virginia Giuffre's brother, I believe, who's trying. And one of the other victims, that was a victim of Epstein's giving him a
And I'm
hug.
honored that Nancy Mace and Lauren Boebert signed the discharge petition along with myself. And I asked
That is the 5,
my
right?
Republican
Nancy Mace ends up being the 5th, I guess.
colleagues not to choose just one path for justice and transparency and accountability, but I asked my Republican colleagues to choose every path for justice and accountability
They're going to be exhausted.
and transparency.
Okay, so that's the end of her thing, and she kind of walks away. I gotta say, a little dry considering how firebrandy she's been in other areas. So the idea that she's somehow, on the side of all that's right and good is a little silly at this point. And then let's see, we get that out of here. Meanwhile, okay, that's stupid. I don't know how you come to this conclusion that I'm about to show you, unless you are indeed the most miserable man on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Kelly, hashtag the most miserable man on the internet, has, I guess in the middle of all this stuff, while Trump is, there's been rumors about him dying or being dead or being sick or being bedridden all of last week, right? Oh yeah, I know you knew it. Yeah, and of course being all over the Epstein files and all the stuff. Yeah, this is Greg Kelly. Trump is a timeless legend with a unique charisma. Sorry, if you have unique charisma, you don't have to grab women by the pussy. They will insist. No one with real charisma has to sexually assault anyone. Just saying, charisma is sort of a magnetism. Yeah. Anyways, is he eating his lips? I don't think they were there to begin with.
Well, as we wrap up,
Trump is making Biden irrelevant. Whatever the fuck that means.
Summer and head into fall. Once again, I think it's appropriate to appreciate just how special and wild this moment in history is. President Trump, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, doing such amazing things,
Such amazing things, yeah.
defeating all of their plots and plans and trickery to...
Defeating all of their plots and plans and trickery. I think by fucking up a bunch of other things to distract them.
neutralize him, to impeach him, to kill him.
Yes, it's the big they. Yes, never. Again, what are the odds that if Kennedy had survived the assassination and that he would have gone, I don't really think about Oswald. Probably not a big deal. We shouldn't even look into it.
He's still here, and it's amazing what's happening. And
barely.
I really like this. The legacy of Joe Biden has been destroyed and also minimized.
What the fuck are you talking about? The Chips and Science Act is paying for every aspect of the new AI factories that's coming to the country. The legacy of like low unemployment and lowering inflation. That, I guess, yeah, sure, that part.
Right, the damage he did, he has been reduced. We can call it the incredible shrinking presidency.
You tried it. You tried so hard. You wrote it down and you were like, I'm going to nail him with this. And then came out instead. You're like, fuck, this is why you're the most miserable man on the internet.
He has been reduced. We can call it the incredible shrinking presidency.
The incredible. What are you, a slee stack all of a sudden? Little land of the lost for Gen Xers out there.
Like that. These are wild times, and I don't think...
Yeah, they're wild people. Wild, totally wild.
Anybody in American history has had a leader, well, obviously, who could beat all of this.
He didn't. He was actually found guilty.
And a leader leads his people, right? And you look...
Yeah, he does. Usually, not always, but sometimes. Also, his people.
Up to a leader. What can we learn from this leader?
Yes. What can we learn? Tell us. Oh, great one. Look, we're all ears. Let's see. What can we learn from this leader?
A lot, because, well, he shares a lot of himself with us, and he's written a lot of books, and
He does. He comes down from the mountain, and he oozes his joyfulness upon us. And Greg will run straight up to the base of the mountain, staring up to get glazed.
Highly recommend. Well,
sorry, the hairdo got me.
I can only recommend The Art of the Deal. I have not yet read The Art of the Comeback, which
Also, then you haven't. Isn't the Art of the Comeback the one he signed to Jeffrey Epstein and said, "You're the greatest"?
I intend to. When you read The Art of the Deal, it's...
You intend to. If you need to make a comeback, you're still riding high. You know what? Maybe you should read it. Maybe it'll help you get your old time slot back from Greta Van Susteren.
Like he's your personal coach, right? He gives you like really point blank, direct advice about simple stuff.
Very simple.
About how to get somebody on the phone. It's kind of, it's useful.
How do you get? Tell us, Greg. How do you get somebody on the phone? This is curious. I've never been able to. Well, I take that back. I've never had a problem getting someone on the phone.
Cool. And if you feel like you have a friend.
You do, don't you, Greg? When you're reading Art of the Deal, do you feel like you have a friend? Because you don't. But do you feel that way?
When you read that book, I'm going to read the second one. I know.
So you can feel like you have two friends.
He has a lot more than that.
I mean, he hasn't written any of them, so whatever.
And the president, I think, knows that he has very valuable advice, which...
Yeah, he totally does. You can tell from the book that he didn't write, that he feels he has very valuable advice that he didn't give.
He can share with now the world.
Yes, finally, with the world. I think world leaders are probably reading The Art of the Comeback right now. Because, Greg doesn't need to read it. He's had Trump's come on his back for a long time. I'm sorry.
The White House put out a very special video.
It did. It was a very Is it a special video? Did you feel seen?
Top 11 rules of thumb that President Trump has essentially lived his business career by. I think they...
Cheat. Grab him by the pussy. Cheat.
Summarized a commencement speech he gave at the University of Alabama.
Which really helped. Alabama may have been last in the nation in education, but now, after that speech, they're still last. Never mind.
And I don't know, the editing and the special effects, they put it all together, and it's pretty awesome.
Beats reading, I guess.
And we're going to take a look.
So, sorry. Trump's ultimate life lessons. Here we go. Get your yellow legal pads out of it. Well, probably not legal pads. They probably, if you write down anything from Trump on a legal pad, you'll probably end up going to jail. Just find a napkin.
Let me share some of the biggest lessons I've learned from a lifetime spent building dreams. First, if you think that you're too young to do something great, let me tell you that you are wrong. You're not too young.
Great. That's brilliant. Never too young, especially whatever age you are. This is Greg feels seen right now. Greg, congratulations, man. You're never, it's not too early for you to try to play Santa at a mall. All right.
America with drive and ambition, young people can do anything.
This is all, by the way, all borrowed.
Second of all, and very importantly, you have to love what you do. I rarely see somebody that's...
You mean you gotta love cheating people out of their rent and their the money they have for their education.
Successful that doesn't love what he or she does. Third
This is really cutting edge shit.
thing is to think big. You know,
Think big. I think. Wait, I have that book. Hold on. Yeah. So, dude just doesn't have a fucking original thought in his goddamn head at all. You're never too young to start doing the thing you want, especially if your dad's already rich.
you're going to do something, you might as well think big, because it's just as hard to solve a small problem as a big problem, and it's just as much energy and everything else, except the
everything else
result is going to be a smaller one. So love what you do, but think big. Fourth is work hard. Work hard.
Not smart, hard. If everything is hard, maybe you're stupid. Sorry.
Fifth is don't lose your momentum.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't lose your momentum. If everything's going great like it is in the 90s, keep it going. If you're on your way to going bankrupt, just drive ahead.
Just want to keep it going, and you have to know if you are losing it, you have to know when you're losing it, so maybe you stop, and maybe it's time to stop.
So lose momentum if you're losing, but don't lose your momentum if you're winning. Maybe attach the winning or the losing part somehow to the remark, so they know that not to hold on to momentum if it's driving you into a canyon, I guess.
6, if you want to change the world, you have to have the courage to be an outsider. In other words, you have to take certain risks and do things a little bit differently, otherwise...
Like writing rubber stamp bullshit, repeating business books and selling them to dickheads who think it's got something special in it, or building your buildings in New York with mob concrete and Chinese steel that look like shit and don't stand out as architectural wonders. They're just basically giant Lego sets.
As if that weren't the case, everybody would be successful. Number 7 is to trust your instincts, common sense. You can go very far in life with common sense.
Right, far into bankruptcy court, actually.
8, everybody should believe in the American dream. It's real, it's there, and it's right before you.
I don't know that that's a... One would, I mean, I guess strive is what he means, like, because whether you believe in the American dream or not, the idea is that why would you believe in the American dream? Because it inspires you to move ahead. Fuck, why am I even working on this?
9, think of yourself as a winner.
Even if you're a big, saggy loser.
The power of positive thinking.
Yes, which is a book he read and has tried. Again, these are like cliff notes from a bunch of different business and managerial books that he just stole. I got a commencement address. Grab other people's points. While you're at it, why don't you do the 7 habits of highly effective people and prattle them off? These are some. By the way, hold on, wait. Now I got to look it up. 7 habits of highly effective, whatever, peepholes. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize and sharpen the saw. Way better than this bullshit.
In years, too many of our young people have really been taught to.
What you really, don't be afraid to belch during your commencement address. I think the true sign of success is that you can basically just, carve off a loaf in the middle of your speech.
Thinking in recent years, too many of our young people have really been taught to
think of themselves as victims. But in America, we reject that.
Yeah, are those the guys that were in the audience of the Alabama school? They were. Do you have to wear a hard hat when you're sitting in the commencement?
That idea that anyone is born a victim. Our heroes are the ones who take charge of their own destiny.
Jesus Christ. Stop reading this like you've never actually seen it before. I know you have. But
despite the odds. And next is to be an original.
Yes, and nothing helps you be original like running your dad's company and then being a skeevy fuckwad from New York like every other skeevy fuckwad from New York.
The all-time greats were people who had the confidence to be a little different. God only created one of you, so don't try to be.
Yes, says the guy in the same fucking suit all the time. Great. This says Smales from Caddyshack.
Someone else. Finally, and most importantly, never, ever give up. I've learned that perseverance is everything, so whatever happens, no matter where you are in life, stay.
By the way, giving up is a Christian reference to allowing God. You know, that giving up is the old phrase, is sort of the early version of the phrase, let go and let God. Give up. That's why it's give up. That's why most of the time people say never give in when they're being kind of atheistic or non-spiritual about it. You never give in, right? Or never stop fighting or whatever, but never give up is... It's curious that he uses those phrases because it comes from somebody else. Like, these are all just titles of fucking books he read or saw in the 80s. I didn't mean to say he actually read them.
Optimistic and just...
Yeah, never admit guilt. That's the primary one. That's he should do the Roy Cohn code for success.
Keep pushing forward. Never let it...
Yes, it's Jesus take the wheel. That's exactly right. Yes, that's what giving up means. Yeah, never surrender, never give in is what normally people mean.
Anyone tell you that something is impossible, ever?
It's impossible that your wife loves you. It's just fucking impossible. It's not true. Don't believe me? Look at how she looks at you and then look at how she looks at her son. She loves her son. Fuck you. She can't stand you. It is impossible for you to get Melania to love you. It's not going to happen. I'm just saying. Give up. Not that you want it. By the way, he probably never gave up because he never wanted it in the first place.
Ever.
It doesn't have value. See that? Yeah. I love those fireworks more than you, Donald.
In America, the impossible is what we all do best.
Habitually impossible things. In America, the impossible is what we do best. Look, I'm just spitballing. The teleprompter stopped working. The impossible is what we do best. That is magnificent. Sorry, if we don't come back from this and if Greg Kelly isn't weeping, I'm going to be very upset.
You know why that's so powerful?
Because you're a pussy? Sorry.
We have seen him live by all of those principles.
No, you haven't. He declared bankruptcy multiple times. He doesn't believe in the American dream. He had to cheat to get where he was. Fuck you talking about? Never too young. Never too old is what you need to say. He put in young because he was going to be around young people, stupid.
Hear a guy give a speech, some famous guy, but you don't really know.
Yeah, some fucking, these fucking famous guys give these fucking famous guys speeches.
Right? At a college. We know.
Yeah, at some college that you're hanging out at. Why are you hanging out at colleges, Greg? What are you doing?
Know him. We know he does all this stuff.
No, he doesn't.
Certainly.
We know he doesn't. We know he didn't come up with this on his own. We know it's fucking boilerplate.
He never gives up.
He declared bankruptcy multiple times. He even after the last election, after January 6th, he admitted he lost the election for a while. He just counts on you guys to just carry his bullshit around for him.
How many indictments? How many times thrown in jail? He never gave up, did he?
One time, he was never thrown in jail. He was never actually thrown in jail. Not once. He never was. He should have been. But yeah, he was never thrown in jail. But, you know, hope springs eternal.
Huh? How about that one? I think my favorite
the fact that he was 70 years old.
Line in the whole thing might have been, in America, the impossible is what we all do best.
Yeah, I thought you might like that because it makes no fucking sense. What are you talking about? We make a habit of the impossible. Well, then I guess you kind of mean the improbable. Shit. The impossible is what we do best. Dude, it is impossible to listen to you talk without laughing in your fucking face. So maybe you're right.
I like that a lot. Now,
I bet. What does it mean? Break it down. What the fuck are you talking about? The impossible is what we do best. What a bunch of shit. If it's impossible, it's impossible. That's what the word fucking means.
He did talk about being young, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because there were college girls there. And he was like looking for wife number 4, maybe.
About being, yeah, how was that rule? It was rule of...
Yeah, what was that? It was so long ago, I can't. Something about young, I don't remember. You tell us, dumbass. You're the one that jacked off to it.
Rule 1, you're never too young to do something great.
Yeah, sometimes you are. I would just like to say, technically speaking, yeah, you are. That sounds like something a pedophile says right before they take their pants down. Because this is nasty.
I kind of want to flip that around a little bit.
I bet you do.
Because a lot of us are...
Because he's old and you're old?
Not young anymore, and that...
Really? You have that youthful guy showing up as a big boy at store openings look about you.
It's okay.
It is. It's all right.
But what I think he has shown, maybe you're never too old to do something great.
Yeah. Right now, he is.
Look, I know we're not going to be president, right? But let's...
We? Who the fuck's we, asshole? Speak for yourself. You'll be president one day, Greg, of the notorious bus riders of America.
Let's look at this. He was 69 years old when he first ran for president, had never run for anything in politics before.
Yes, and if the Republican Party hadn't been a cadaver of itself, he never would have had a chance.
First time out, he wins. 70 years old. The oldest person, I think, ever elected, like since Reagan, right? Older than Reagan. 70 years old. The oldest president ever inaugurated to a first term. And then 8 years later at 78. That's...
Yeah, you didn't cut to a close-up, did you?
That's amazing. This is amazing. Now...
Yeah, he doesn't look good. It looks like a rough 8 years.
Oh, it's one thing. He's getting...
Why is he shaking?
Older, right?
Yes, he is, technically speaking. You've got a keen newsman's eye there, Greg Kelly. He is indeed getting older.
But only in terms of the calendar, everybody.
No, in every way.
Right? Because he does pretty cool things, doesn't he?
Yeah, great. Cool things like disappear for a fucking week.
He keeps himself young. We don't...
Like walk around with a catheter in his dick that's showing through his pants, and he gets mystery bruises.
See him as an older person, right? Because he's young. He's young at heart.
No, he's not.
He does cool stuff.
He does. You're right. He does cool stuff years ago.
He stays up with the times. He's not...
He totally does. He's big. He knows, like, he knows who the hottest wrestlers are. As long as they're Hulk Hogan. He knows who the hottest musicians are as long as they're Ted Nugent and Kid Rock. Yeah, he's fucking up on it.
Like one of those stop clocks. Always talking about how great it was in 1983. Right? He's with the cool...
What the fuck music are you playing in the background, you absolute wuss?
Those people, the newest things?
The newest things. Look, for the record, I think that's the most ridiculous outfit Dr. Phil has ever worn. I mean, it's an improvement over the suit, and I'm glad he lost some weight, but that's just ridiculous.
Cutting edge stuff.
Cutting edge.
cutting edge.
Now,
All
I
right.
know a lot of these guys, you may say, well, a president of the United States, everybody's going to drop by and see the president of the United States. No, we know that this is special, that this is different, right?
What? Yes. Who are the special people that are dropping by to see Trump?
And this is what kind of, it's a very unique blend of charisma, leadership.
They didn't drop by. That's from the campaign, asshole.
Connection with the American people and the American pulse.
The pulse?
Joe Rogan, the coolest podcast. Conor McGregor drops by.
Oh, sorry. Joe Rogan, you mean the guy who's recently, like, turned on Trump? Effectively calling him a liar?
You name it, President Trump.
Yes, nothing's more cutting edge than Sylvester Stallone. Bless his aging marzipan face.
I don't know, there's something very special.
Yeah, like, who is this young guy or whatever? My God, like, is he from the Disney Channel?
Special about this, he is giving so much of...
Sorry, Reagan and Charlton Heston? What? Why is this different? Again, everything with Trump is a fucking reboot.
Himself. I actually think about the Trump family, you know.
We know. And you cry yourself to sleep tonight wishing you were a member of it, and you won't be.
It's great. It's
great. It's a great family, unlike mine, which is just
amazing. What a wonderful family.
Oh, it's wonderful. But none of them have to ride the bus to work.
But they have to share him with...
that's so... Yes, it's true. They have to share him with the world.
All of us. And...
With all of us. Greg. Booby. Is this recent? Yes, this is 21 hours ago. This is yesterday's program. This is Greg from yesterday, from last night.
I don't know for sure, but that's probably...
You don't know for sure if they'll share him with the rest of the world because they won't share him with you?
Probably something of a sacrifice.
Yes, it is. Boy, they just, they'd love to have more of him around. You know, the way he talks about their disabled children and just says, why don't you just let them die so you can buy a condo and stuff like those little gems. You miss him when he's out there playing golf with, Adnan Khashoggi's grandson.
Right? He's friends, it seems like, with 300 million people.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. It does not seem like that at all. It seems like he can't even stand his fucking staff most of the time.
Have to share him with the country. And it's also, of course, a very dangerous job.
Being in his family?
It is.
Oh, you mean because you're a stalker and a psychopath. Right, I got you, okay.
You know...
Sorry, the boys going to send me a proper note. What does that mean? Yes, there's an address.
It's a dangerous profession being president, if you look.
Yes, a bunch of other people have been that, including the ones who've been shot before, and they didn't whine about it.
Race car drivers.
Oh, that's why. This is what he told me. This is the moment where I felt like family, and I shared him with me. I shared him with his family.
Think of this: 1/10 of 1%. Bull riders, 1/10 of 1%. Presidents, I won't tell you the number, but it's big. Yeah. It's a dangerous profession. Why didn't you tell me this? You could have told me this, please.
Well, we actually ran the numbers, and it is...
Jesus Christ. Did it hurt? Been 47 of them, fuckwad. Okay.
A very dangerous job. Take a look. As far as fatalities go...
8.6%. Shit. Cause 4. From a percentage standpoint, never mind the fact that all of them died before cell phones.
8.69.
Much less satellites and drones and fucking body armor.
9% of presidents have been killed on the job. Now, of course, President Trump was shot, right? He was almost killed. If you add up every...
No. Candidate Trump was almost shot. He wasn't president. You don't get to count everybody. Shit.
Pete Buttigieg was shot at more than he was before he ran for president.
Buddy who was shot and or killed, right? The number is
He wasn't president, though, fuckwad. He was a candidate.
staggering. Almost 18% of presidents have been shot or killed or both, right? I mean, it's just...
Right. And I guess we haven't had any that were drawn and quartered. I guess that's a plus.
What a crazy... that's a dangerous job.
No, it isn't. Like, the first fucking guy was like walking around a fair by himself. Like, 3 of them died before there was a Secret Service.
Compared to other professions, certainly. It's off the chart.
Uh-huh. Yeah, fuck you, coal miners. What do you know about sacrifice? He's joined an elite club of people.
Arts. Take a look. We got race car driver. We got bull riders. You see, these are dangerous jobs, and those are...
Yeah, but there's a lot more of them, hence the percentage. But, like, again, this goes to the whole thing that Trump doesn't even fucking know what per capita means.
And you know, when you say per capita, there's many per capitas. It's like per capita relative to what?
Actually pretty high statistics. We're not taking away anything from those jobs, but there are a lot more of those guys than there are presidents, so the odds are really something. Let's go.
Are really something. They're smaller because of the God, fuck this.
Back to that Alabama speech for a moment. He mentioned the power of positive thinking. I think that...
Yes, that was a book.
Was part of the...
Norman Vincent Peale, I think?
The never give up part, maybe, or be original and think big.
Some of these, I wrote some of them down.
Well, the power of positive thinking is really something...
A book?
He's been doing for a long time, and he's spoken about this. Norman Vincent Peale.
Right.
The great minister, right? Everybody, he's household name famous. At least he was for a long time. He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking.
Uh-huh.
And,
right. It wasn't an original idea. He just cribbed shit from other people. He's a hack. We know.
He was an amazing guy. You can find his books, and you can also find his videos on YouTube.
May I?
I sought the Lord, and he heard me. He always hears you.
I think this is like his last speech when he was super old.
And he will deliver you from all your fears.
Well, that's just a little taste.
It is. You're right. It's not indicative of his greater work, but it is a couple of sentences that Greg has never seen before.
Now, I believe that is the pulpit at the Marble Collegiate Church, which is right here in New York City, and that's where President Trump attended as a young man.
Right. He always said he went to see Norman Vincent Peale there. Yeah, because he didn't go to regular services, dumbass.
Actually was...
His dad went there because it was a business opportunity.
I believe married there to Marla Maples, and he spoke...
Oh, yeah, Marla Maples. Wait a second. Why is that on my mind? Oh, yeah, because Jeffrey Epstein was at the fucking wedding.
Spoke about Norman...
Probably don't bring it up. I'm just saying. Of all the weddings, don't bring up the Marla Maples ones, Marla Maples wedding, because we just found out that Epstein was there. There's tons of pictures that were dropped.
Vincent Peale.
Stupid.
If Norman Vincent Peale helped create Donald Trump, I think we might be able to benefit from listening to Norman Vincent Peale and...
He didn't.
The president?
Everybody's heard of Norman Vincent Peale. He was so great. He would give a sermon, you never wanted to leave. And you could listen to him all day long.
He can't quote anything the man said. Nothing. You could listen to him all day. You couldn't want to leave. Oh, it was the crowd was just applauding. What did he say? No idea.
When you left the church, you were disappointed that it was over.
Right. What did he say? I don't know. I was disappointed it was over because I was going to take notes, but I got distracted.
That's quite an endorsement, Norman.
Right. What did he say? What did he actually say? Say anything he actually... Can you quote anything he fucking said?
Vincent Peale. We're going to put that list on social media on our...
Oh, thank God. Thanks. Because, sorry. Can you translate it from imbecile?
Newsmax website, and I think...
Oh, wow. You're going to put the whole list on the Newsmax website? do you guys have enough like any broadband? Sorry, let me. Do you have like do you worry about crashing the site? Crazy Lincoln started with this user. You're not. I remember 15 years ago you were very. Oh yes, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm out to dinner the other night with Summer and her son, and apparently his this is fun. His friends all sent him a video of somebody shit talking me online. They were like, this guy, and they're all like the 2 or 3 that sent him the same video all at the same time. You're like, do you want us to beat him up? It was so funny to Ethan, not to me, because I didn't like. But anyways, so who is it? Bobby Lee and the Andrew Santino have a show called Bad Friends. And Joe DeRosa was on there. And I like, anyways, this is the story. this is the story as it's being told. So obviously I've been a terrible person, and I should hear what is being said about me. Okay, so this is he's the guest on Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Santino. Okay, here we go.
You know, it was a nightmare. But they fucking I wasn't drinking. I was like in a little sober stint when I was there.
He was on a I think he's talking about the Cabo Comedy Festival, which was 2003, 4, 3, 4. I don't remember.
Good. That was not fun.
No.
Not at all. But yeah, you're at Sammy Hagar's fucking Tequila World, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Margaritaville's.
It's Cabo Wabo, and it's the bar he was down there. And when we were there, it was Sammy's birthday, and there was a huge line around the block. We didn't do shows at Cabo Wabo because it was full, because it was his birthday. So there were no shows at Cabo Wabo the time I was there. I only went to this thing once. Maybe people went to the other ones. Okay, so, all right. So far, no good. But okay, we'll see.
Competitor?
Yeah, you can't. You're not drinking. You're like, but anyway, yeah, 3 things happened down there. I got into a fight with Hal Sparks.
He got in a fight with me. Yeah, all right.
A fist fight with Hal Sparks?
No, and on stage in front of an audience.
What?
And on stage in front of an audience. Joe DeRosa and I have never shared a stage. I'm just saying, for the record. I haven't done an on-stage show with Joe DeRosa ever. But we'll see. All right. Okay.
Seth Herzog has this show called Sweet that he's been doing in New York forever. And the way the show works is he has a co-host. And if you're the co-host, you sit with Seth on the side of the stage. And you...
It sounds like Kill Tony. It sounds like he's saying there was a version of Kill Tony back then. And that there was you had a table on stage or something, and they talked, whatever. Okay.
Riff with the comics.
Sure.
And like in New York, it'll be like literally like Will Forte or like Justin Long or Sam Rockwell. He gets all these really fun people. And in Cabo, he's like, brother, you've done Sweet a million times. Like, just co-host with me. It'll be fun. So I was like, that'd be great. So we're sitting there. Of course.
I don't think I did Sweet in Cabo. Pretty sure I didn't. Like, it's been a long time, but I basically was just down there to give an award to Bud Friedman, the head, the owner of the Improv, and then do a couple of sets. But okay,
we're in a nightmare fucking bar where it's not a good show to begin with because of Cabo. I mean, and then Hal Sparks went on, and I guess he didn't know what the show was.
Thanks for your concern, Bobby. Well, one would think that would whatever happened would kind of excuse me if I didn't know that this was a show where people yell shit out. Then maybe whatever. All right, we'll see.
And he was talking, and I was like, and
I was talking during my set. Really? That's weird. Normally, I just operate, I do shadow puppets. I was talking on stage. Was there a microphone involved? Okay.
Jumped in and said something. He goes, I got it from here, pal. All right? I don't need your fucking help.
Uh-oh.
That sounds exactly like me. That's basically anybody who's ever seen me handle a heckler. I figure why try to be witty? Just go, AK, sit down there, pal. That's exactly what I do. Never happened. Honest to God. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay. But apparently, though, hey, pal, settle down. Sounds like me, doesn't it? You guys have seen 10,000 fucking hours of me doing this show. That sounds like something I say. All right, go ahead.
Right, like that?
Yes, just like that. That's exactly how I talk.
So, dude, I sit back, and immediately it's like,
yeah, Eye of the Tiger, dog.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember the part where we locked eyes, or he was fucking staring me down in 2003 in a show where he interjected from the audience, apparently, because we're sitting like this. One would think if he was on stage with me, it would be like this. Okay, so in his telling of this, and I swear to God, like, none of this happened, but like, I'm just going by the story he's telling, that we had a fight on stage over this, and he's addressing me from the audience in a show that apparently the co-hosts are interacting with the comics, and I didn't know it was part of the show because it was somebody saying something from the audience in this case, and my response was, "Easy there, pal. I could take it from here."
Yeah. Yeah. Remember that clip of you and Theo where you're staring at him?
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
you fucker. Yeah.
And
really? Why wouldn't you just... I mean, if you're interjecting, why wouldn't you just take it or something?
Just loading up the bullets.
Oh, yeah, he was ready. He was going to nail me. Here it comes. Whatever. I can't wait to hear the zinger that nailed me to the wall after I said the thing I didn't say in a show I wasn't on.
And I'm just seething. And then halfway through his set, he talked to me. Like,
halfway through my set. Halfway through. Okay. All right. Whatever. I talked to him halfway through his set. Okay.
And he goes, "I'm talking to you, man." And I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to say something?" I tried to jump in earlier, and you got really pissed off.
Oh, here we go.
And he goes, "I didn't know you were so sensitive, little sweetie." And I go, "Yeah." Yeah. And I go, "Yeah."
Yeah. I didn't know you were so sensitive, little sweetie. That sounds like a direct quote from me as well. Like, he's nailing this. This is, obviously, I said both of those. Yes, I was homophobic during QAF, and I was saying little sweetie while I was on Queer as Folk, and that was the best I could come up with, apparently. Also, it does sound like something somebody would say to him in that situation. Be kind of like a run-of-the-mill thing if you got pissed and that was your retort was, "I said something earlier and you got mad," and during a comedy show. Okay. It's Mario Cantone. Yeah. Do you think it's Mario Cantone? I think it might be too. I think so too. We'll see.
I didn't know you were a fucking...
Joe.
Wow. You're right. He was loading up the bullets. So I apparently... Okay. I apparently said, "I didn't know you were so sensitive, sweetie." And he said, "I didn't know you were such a fucking, I guess, what, C word? I don't imagine what they would block out on that show. That's a no-go word. Okay. Yes, release the HAL files. Exactly. All right. Wait, okay.
Right away.
Wow.
No slow build.
No joke, I guess. I feel bad for Mario Cantone at this point.
Just come as hard as you can.
My hand to God, Bud Friedman. was still alive. He was in the back of the room.
Wow.
He stood up and walked out.
Wow.
For people that don't, that's the guy who owned the Improv.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
the
yeah. And I was like, well, there go the improvs.
Yeah. And then
I honestly don't even know what the meaning of that whole chunk was. Also, what the fuck was Bud doing there? Like, the only time I saw Bud was when I gave, like, there was this little award ceremony thing that I gave it to. Honest to God. I didn't see him at other shows at all. Bud was not sitting in the audience of any of my shows that I did down there, like the 2 sets that I did. He just wasn't there. For real. For real. Bud was not, like, I only saw him in, like, this little Ramada-y kind of room where they had this little ceremony. For real. Like, I have no idea what the fuck this dude is talking about. This is great. Now, I wish there were stories floating about me. Yeah, I need the press, I suppose, but but okay. So wait, it gets better.
Did it ever resolve? You ever run into him?
I saw him the next day.
Yeah.
He saw me the next day after I shamed him so harshly by calling him sweetie and pal, apparently. Okay.
And I saw him the next day in the lobby, and he lectured me for about 10 minutes.
But I lectured him for 10 minutes. Okay. So, okay. This is the lecture. Wait till you hear what the lecture was.
I did?
No.
Hal fucking Sparks lecture.
Wow.
About what?
He's like, look, man, I'm sorry about last night, but you understand something. Like, they didn't tell me what the show was. And I'm like,
why do I have a southern accent all of a sudden? They didn't tell me what the show was. Hey, man, who was he talking to?
Okay. Like, cool, dude. And he's like, every show has, I just told this story the other night. It's so hard not to laugh. He goes, every show. Wait till I tell you what.
I'm going to tell you ahead of time that what he says I said, I have never said in my life. I don't know where the fuck he got this. I am dead serious. I wish I kind of did. I have given people comedy advice over the years, but I don't give it, like, unless somebody asks or something. Check this out.
He goes, every show has an id, an ego, and a super ego.
I have never said anything even remotely close to that in my life. Like, I don't even know what that's supposed to fucking mean. And you guys know I have some pretty firm opinions and some pretty tried and true lines about stuff. There was no point in 2003 or 2004 where I was going, see, every show has an id, an ego, and a superego. Never happened. Not what, like, I don't know where the fuck, I have no idea who the fuck he was talking to. It was not me. I'm amazed. Like, this is, because when I saw, like, he calls me a dick, who cares? People call me a dick all the time. But this is amazing to me. Because, you're always like, hey, how do people see you? What do they say about you when you're not around? Well, I got to find out because my girlfriend's kids' friends send me this clip from this show with Bobby, and DeRosa's telling the story, and it ain't me. I don't know where the fuck. Like, yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
And you have to be familiar with all three. Now, let me tell you why the show Set List does so. Was that Prevenge's show?
Yeah.
Where you made up the jokes?
No, yeah, Set List, yeah.
Set List. He goes, let me tell you why Set List does so well. Every week, they reiterate the concept of that show to the...
Okay, he was literally talking to somebody else. Like, honestly, I've done Set List and I love it, but I don't go around, like, selling the concept of Set List to other people. I don't even know if I'd done Set List at that time. I'm fairly certain I did Set List after I had done Cabo. Like, I'd never done it before. This is spectacular, though. Okay, but I'm digging the story. Look, it'll probably do me some good that these guys are walking around the Comedy Store telling people what a dick I am. Okay.
The audience. And that audience has seen it a million times because that is how you treat the id, ego. And I was like, I am going to blow my brains. Kathy Ladman's standing over there. I've never met her. I was like, I'll maybe go try to talk to Kathy Ladman.
I know Kathy Ladman. I wouldn't pass up Kathy Ladman to talk to Joe, especially if I'd gotten into a pissing contest in a show I didn't understand the night before or whatever the fuck. I don't think Ladman and I were at the Cabo Comedy Festival at the same time either.
I got to get out of this.
And then tell me who quit comedy.
And then I saw Florentine, and I was like right after that. And he's like, "What's up, man?" And I go, "You know, he's a fucking dick, Hal Sparks." And he goes, "Yeah, what are you gonna fucking do, man?"
Because Jim likes me. I've done shows with Jim. I did a show with Jim last year. Jim does punchlines and backlines. All the guys from that metal show do. I did fucking Nashville with them for Rockin' Pod. I've done shows with that guy recently this year.
I was so mad at the lecture. I was more mad at the lecture.
Yeah.
That did not happen. For real. Didn't occur. This is a fucking fever dream. I kind of wish it did, but I gotta say, none of that occurred. For real. But I'm fine with legendary asshole status. If that works or whatever. These are the guys I think who are in Rogan's circle and that kind of shit. So
I've never seen him since.
Oh wow.
I mean, I'm not.
Let's set up a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's.
Love wars.
Let's set up a war.
Do you know him? Is he nice? I mean,
I don't know anything. I know who he is.
Yeah.
Even if I've never even been in the same room as him.
Yes, you have. I saw Bobby Lee 2 years ago at the Comedy Store. Of course he has. Now, he might have been high as fuck at the time because he was squirrely and he kind of bugged off. But that, nothing happened. All right. But I suppose we were both on the patio the last time I saw him, so we weren't in a room. Maybe that's what makes it rough.
I think I've done a show with him once. I don't really know, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had met him at Montreal, and we went.
No, you didn't.
We took a car. Remember, sometimes at the Montreal Fest, they'd make you do some show that was actually out of town.
Yeah.
And it was the worst because you were in a fucking car for 45 minutes with one other comic.
Yeah, I didn't do those shows.
I did that with him once.
No, you did not.
And we got along really well.
I'm glad that you and Mario Cantone are friends.
And that's the first time I met him.
Right.
And I knew who he was from the L Word. He was on that show.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was on the L Word. It's the long hair. It throws everybody.
Showtime show.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or no, he was on Queer as Folk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, I was at Montreal during that time because I was on Queer as Folk. I took a train up there. I did 3 shows in town, all of them basically walking distance, and then went back to work.
So I knew who he was.
Oh, no, yeah.
And we had a great time. And then when we rode back, he's like, "Hey man, you're really funny, dude." And we talked. I was like, "This guy's awesome." So when I saw him the next time, it was when he was on stage at Sweet. And
also, again, no. All right.
And I was like, "Oh, this is I know how."
Yeah.
We took that car.
Oh, that's it. That makes the story even weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually just remembering that part of it now.
Yeah, apparently. Or just having a dream.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I should have told this part first.
Yeah.
If somebody says back when I was growing up in this business, one weird thing, forever dead to me. Yeah. But you have little revengey things too.
Yeah, I don't know who. I know who.
Sorry, if somebody says one weird thing, they're forever dead to you. And this is where the story goes on. I think with other people. I think this is where they drop the part about me. So, look. I just think I'm just proud to be a cast member of the L Word now. Yeah. What have you done? I only wish. I'm dead serious. Like, the most stunning thing about that thing is, insofar as I remember, none of it is true. Not the car ride, not the, like, they gave us a shuttle at one point between two shows that were close by that, like, 4 people were in. And then in Cabo, like I said, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even get, like, the geography of that story is fucked up. Like, but yeah, it didn't happen. And the part that really amazed me was the whole id, ego, and super ego part. Because the only way I would have said something like that is if I was literally fucking with him. Like, if I'd seen his stand-up and he had a bit about the id, the ego, and the superego, and it was a callback to something he said, because I would, honest to fucking God, I would never, I don't even know what the fuck that means. So, yeah. And I've never had a drink in my life, and I don't do drugs, so it's not that I'm misremembering because I was fucked up. So, anyway, I don't think I've ever done a show with Santino. I may have, because the Improv has like 10 people on every so often. And I've met Bobby Lee a couple of times, but that never happened. Just didn't. Just farce. And all I can think of is it's somebody else. Like, he's literally mixing me up with somebody else. Or he's just, like, telling a story that happened, but is mangling everything that was said with some other show. It's the only thing that makes sense. So anyways, but hey, look, you and I have been talking for a while about how we need to get more publicity for the show, and maybe this will be exactly what it needs. That everybody who watches Bad Friends thinks I'm a dick, who has a degree in psychology apparently that I can't let go of. So, anyways, fascinating. I tried to look at for a comment section on there, but it doesn't seem to have one. I don't know if they have it turned off or some shit. But anyways, so that was a good time. It's fascinating to me. Like, now I got to ask Kathy Ladman and like anybody else who was name checked in it, and like about like, do you guys remember anything even remotely close to this shit? Saw the episode of Bad Friends where Mark Maron trashed Rogan. Yeah, that's why it's become kind of like a watch fest lately. But like, yeah, like part of me feels bad that whoever was making Joe DeRosa feel like shit, he's been carrying that for 23 years. Right? That's a lot. Because the fucking Cabo was a long fucking time ago. All right, so anyways, I just share that with you. Simmer. Because obviously I've been a terrible, terrible person, and I've said in my life, I blame fame, it goes to your head, and then suddenly become just overwhelmed. You become an egomaniac. It's like another character takes over. And then you start doing things you regret, like forgetting that you saw someone at the Comedy Store like a little over a year ago and had a conversation with them, and then go tell people you've never been in the same room. That's what fame does to you. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyways, so there you go. I know. I feel ashamed. Thank you guys. Please shame me. Please, everyone, tell me I should be ashamed of myself for that or whatever my doppelganger did. Okay, I'll raid Boston Brian. It's a good way to save. I tried to, I was like, this is a good addition to the evening. As a matter of fact, CSL, if you don't mind, if you got that kind of teed up, if you want to do the raid, that'd be lovely. I'd be for it. Or I can do it from here. But until then, I'll just have to be here with the sorrow and the ignominy, the torrent of emotion that I've left in my wake when I was a bastard. I was quite frankly a bastard. Trashing people in my wake in my relentless pursuit of fame and fortune and tickets to see Sammy Hagar's birthday party at Cabo Wabo, which I missed, but I'm now friends of it. So one day it'll happen. Thank you, CSL. But until next time, I'm gonna go flog myself and make myself feel worse. Or
This is some bullshit.
Or it's just this is bullshit.
We see through it.
Yeah, it's either that or it's just bullshit. But hey, look, if being shit talked on one of Rogan adjacent podcasts works, then let's do it. All right. Talk to you later. Everybody send my love to Boston Brian. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Crooked smile. Words spill out. All venom, no style. Promises made. Bullshit. They rot in the air. Bullshit. A handshake, a lie, a blank, cold stare. Bullshit.
He's a genius, see?
This is some bullshit. We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it. Say it loud.
Oh my God, thank you guys so much today.
Paper thin truths that crumble like ash. Golden thrones built on stolen cash. We raise our fists, we break the mold. Your house of cards is getting old. Static hums, the wires ignite. Truth's a bomb, we're ready to fight. This is some bullshit.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Pearlwise. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Tobias. Thank you, Ron. Thanks, Andre. Thanks again, MZ Lee.